What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Tuesday, October 24th, 2023, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is 12:50 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States. I just want to update you on some concerning things that have been happening in Europe and here in the United States. So, right now, we have a U.S. presidential Doomsday plane that's airborne over the Midwest, and it turned off its transponder when it was flying over Western Illinois. Now, the same thing happened yesterday. I reported on this yesterday as well. There was an aerial refueler and a U.S. presidential Doomsday plane that met somewhere in Illinois, and then the Doomsday plane shut its transponder off and disappeared. I don't know where it landed. And now today, the same thing happened. So I want to just show you the flight paths of that. So this is very concerning, guys. 2 days in a row that a presidential Doomsday plane met with an aerial refueler and then turned its transponder off shortly after. Now, why is that concerning? Well, a transponder is what makes planes visible to other planes so they don't collide with each other. So, normally during peacetime conditions, most U.S. Air Force planes keep their transponders on unless it's some super top secret mission or some kind of top secret aircraft, then they shut their transponder off. But 75 to 90% of U.S. Air Force and U.S. Navy planes and U.S. Army planes have their transponders on so civilian planes don't crash into them. Okay? It's like if you were driving down the highway and somebody was driving without their headlights on. Okay? It would be very easy to crash into them. All right? So, same thing. This is very concerning to have this happen a second day in a row now. Now, in addition to this, we had a massive nuclear war exercise late last night off the coast of Southern California. And also this week, NATO is conducting their nuclear war exercise. So this is very concerning, guys. Okay, this is not normal. And also, recently, I'm guessing yesterday, Russian fighter jets scrambled to intercept two U.S. nuclear bombers that approached the northwestern border of Russia. This was reported by the Russian state news agency RIA Novosti. They reported it today, so I'm assuming it happened recently, probably yesterday, because they're doing this steadfast noon exercise, the nuclear war exercise in Europe, where they're practicing delivering tactical nuclear weapons from F-16s and F-15Es, and then also B-52s and B-1s. And the B-52s and B-1s can deliver both tactical and strategic nuclear weapons. So actually, NATO's not just doing a tactical nuclear exercise, but tactical and strategic. And my guess is part of the exercise was flying these B-1s towards the border of Russia, and I'm assuming these are the B-1s that arrived in the UK about a week ago or week and a half ago. I showed you guys the video footage of that. If you go back to some of my updates from about a week ago, there were like 2 or 4 B-1s that landed in the UK. So this is very concerning, guys. Okay, U.S. nuclear forces are on high alert. Okay, they're training and preparing for a showdown with Russia. Okay, the main nuclear powers in the world are Russia and the United States. If there's a nuclear war, it's going to be between Russia and the U.S. That's it. Okay, it's not going to be between China and the U.S. It's not going to be between Pakistan and the U.S. Okay, it's going to be between Russia and the U.S. Those are the only two major nuclear powers in the world. Okay, so this is very concerning, guys. So let me just show you the flight paths here. So here you can see an aerial refueler that took off from Lincoln, Nebraska, and it met the Doomsday plane over Western Illinois, which took off from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And here you can see the aerial refueler turning around and it met the Doomsday plane in the air over western Illinois. You can see just the aerial refueler here, and the Doomsday plane went dark, okay, somewhere over southeastern Iowa. As soon as that Doomsday plane crossed over into Iowa, it went dark. And here's a close up shot. You can see the Doomsday plane right over Carmen, Illinois, okay, right next to the Mississippi River. Here's the aerial refueler. And then here you can see the Doomsday plane is just gone, okay? And here you can see the nuclear war exercise going on in Southern California late last night. Look at all these planes. This is insane, guys. There was a B-1 bomber. There were several aerial refuelers. There were AWACS planes. There was a B-52. Look at this, guys. Absolutely insane. So nuclear war exercises in Europe. We have tactical nuclear war exercises going on over Italy right now with F-16s and F-15Es. The U.S. sending strategic nuclear bombers, supersonic bombers to the Russian border probably yesterday. Nuclear war exercise over Southern California late last night. And then all the equipment we sent to the Middle East in the last 2 weeks. Okay, so guys, we're on the verge of something massive. What it is, I have no idea, but I can tell you that this is not normal. Okay, this is not an everyday occurrence. I don't care what anybody says. I read some of the comments. People say that this is normal. No, this is not normal. Okay, to have all of these exercises going on simultaneously, and then everything that's going on in the Middle East and with Ukraine, and the possibility of Russia attacking the Baltics now, it's not normal, okay? So I'm very concerned, guys. I'm very, very concerned. Here's another screenshot. Look at all these planes, okay? This is just ridiculous. This is Southern California here. This is the Baja Peninsula right here. Okay, look at this. This is insane. And here's some more screenshots. You can see all these aerial refuelers off the coast of Tijuana doing, loops. And here you can see the tactical nuclear weapon exercise over Italy. Okay, there's F-15s, F-16s here, aerial refuelers. Okay, the F-16s and the F-15Es are the primary delivery platform for U.S. tactical nuclear weapons that are in Europe. Okay, those are the main fighter jets that would be used to deploy the B-61 nuclear bomb. Okay, and we have 24 F-15E Strike Eagles in Jordan right now. Okay, 24. And the F-15E Strike Eagle, you know what its primary mission is? Its primary mission is delivery of nuclear weapons. Okay, that's all they use the F-15E for nowadays. And we moved 24 of them to Jordan just about a week and a half ago. Okay, that's not a coincidence, guys. And I'm sure they have nuclear weapons with them. So things are really escalating, okay? I'm not trying to scare anybody, but it's very, very serious what's going on. And we have the U.S. planning a hypersonic missile test in the Atlantic Ocean. They put up a NOTAM for today somewhere near the Sargasso Sea. You can see this giant NOTAM here. So they're going to be testing the hypersonic missile that they're developing. I forget the name of it. It's something dark something. Dark Eagle. Okay, that's the name of it, Dark Eagle. So they're going to be testing the Dark Eagle hypersonic weapon today. And there's also a bunch of NOTAMs in the Pacific. You can see a NOTAM here where they were doing those nuclear war exercises last night. And then there's also a NOTAM north of Hawaii. Okay, and then there's a NOTAM here off the coast of Central California. So maybe another missile test in this area. I have no idea, guys. But this is very, very concerning. Our nuclear forces are on high alert. And yes, I personally believe that we are at DEFCON 2. I don't care what anybody says. You can send me 1,000 emails. You can write all the nasty comments you want. It's not going to change my mind. I personally believe that we are at DEFCON 2. Okay, and that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but respect my opinion. Okay. So I think that tensions now between the US and the BRICS countries are at the highest level they've ever been in history. Okay. Yeah, the Cuban Missile Crisis was bad, but it only lasted like a month. And then we moved our missiles out of Turkey, and Russia moved their missiles out of Cuba, and it was over. Okay, but the tensions now between the US and Russia are the highest ever in history. If you don't believe me, just look at the Bureau of Atomic Scientists Doomsday Clock. Okay, and the Doomsday Clock is the closest it's ever been to midnight ever. Okay, according to the Bureau of Atomic Scientists. Okay, we're like a minute and a half from midnight, which is much closer than it was during the Cold War. Okay, so very, very serious situation. And we also have some footage coming from China showing what appears to be ballistic missiles on the move. And we don't know exactly where they're going. There's some people speculating that these are going to southern China, which would put Guam within range. We have the Andersen Air Force Base in Guam, and we just recently moved some bombers there. We moved a B-52, and there's always bombers in Andersen Air Force Base. But this is very, very concerning. Apparently, these are the DF-26 missiles here. Okay, you can clearly see these are missile trucks. Okay, you can see the camouflage tarp on them. Okay, the camo netting. And these are support vehicles. So very, very concerning, guys. I mean, I'm counting a third one right there, at least three, just in this short clip. Okay, at least three. So this could be a response to the U.S. Moving equipment into South Korea, possibly. I'm not sure. But this is very, very alarming. And China also moved a bunch of equipment into the Middle East. They moved 6 warships into the Middle East, and they were doing exercises in Oman. Okay, so China now has 6 warships in the Middle East, and some of them are guided missile warships. All right. So get prepared, guys. It looks like we could see a real life Red Dawn scenario, a real life Mad Max situation. Okay, a nuclear apocalypse potentially. And last night we had a B-52 nuclear bomber going to Europe, apparently. And what's interesting is that just about an hour after that one B-52 went to Europe, there was another one that came back from Europe. So that's pretty much it, guys. Just wanted to let you know that the major nuclear powers are preparing for something big to happen. You have to remember that Russia backs Iran. And if we strike Iran, or if Israel strikes Iran, that could bring Russia into the Middle East and involved in this war, which would be biblical. So I'll keep you updated, but I will be back later on this afternoon with an update on Israel, and also probably another update on Israel later on tonight. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon so you're notified when I post these emergency updates. And when the war in the Middle East kicks off, I will be going live 24/7 as long as we have internet and as long as we have electricity. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have the notification set up. And other than that, take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.